Origin Valhalla World Cup is the pinnacle of ROO tournaments. The best guilds and adventurers across all servers are gearing up for the ultimate clash. The tournament includes Guild League, Eliminations, and offline Grand Finals. The Guild League and Eliminations are based on the in-game Guild League. The 8 guilds of Bright Sun rank can participate in the cross-server league, Major League. In Major League, after each week's matches, Summit points are awarded based on the rank and ranking. The top 32 guilds and points can advance to the Eliminations. The ranking is based on their points earned in cross-server league, and they will compete in a single elimination bracket with matchups arranged as number 1 versus number 32, number 2 versus number 31, number 3 versus number 30, and so forth. The top 2 guilds from each division can advance to the offline Grand Finals. Offline Grand Finals are based on the in-game Dimension Drill, while the Grand Finals will feature a double elimination format. 8 guilds from 4 regions will be drawn into group matches, ensuring no guilds from the same region are in one group. The champion will ultimately be determined from these group matches. The first World Championship of Ragnarok Origin. Claim the crown in Ultimate Clashes.
Daddy, what is that? I'm heading out. Is that my brother?
No! Give it back!
So noise, shut up.
Watch out!
Welcome to Vickland.
Ragnarok Origin Valhalla World Cup is the pinnacle of ROO tournaments. The best guilds and adventurers across all servers are gearing up for the ultimate clash. The tournament includes Guild League, Eliminations, and offline Grand Finals. The Guild League and Eliminations are based on the in-game Guild League. The 8 guilds of Bright Sun rank can participate in the cross-server league, Major League. In Major League, after each week's matches, summit points are awarded based on the rank and ranking. The top 32 guilds and points can advance to the Eliminations. The ranking is based on their points earned in cross-server league, and they will compete in a single elimination bracket with matchups arranged as number 1 versus number 32, number 2 versus number 31, number 3 versus number 30, and so forth. The top 2 guilds from each division can advance to the offline Grand Finals. Offline Grand Finals are based on the in-game Dimension Drill, while the Grand Finals will feature a double elimination format. 8 guilds from 4 regions will be drawn into group matches, ensuring no guilds from the same region are in one group. The champion will ultimately be determined from these group matches. The first World Championship of Ragnarok Origin. Claim the crown in Ultimate Clashes.
Daddy, what is that? I'm heading out. Is that my brother?
Don't run! Give it back!
So noise, shut up.
Watch out!
Welcome to Vickland.
Ragnarok Origin Valhalla World Cup is the pinnacle of ROO tournaments. The best guilds and adventurers across all servers are gearing up for the ultimate clash. The tournament includes Guild League, Eliminations, and offline Grand Finals. The Guild League and Eliminations are based on the in-game Guild League. The 8 guilds of Bright Sun rank can participate in the cross-server league, Major League. In Major League, after each week's matches, summit points are awarded based on the rank and ranking. The top 32 guilds and points can advance to the Eliminations. The ranking is based on their points earned in cross-server league, and they will compete in a single elimination bracket with matchups arranged as number 1 versus number 32, number 2 versus number 31, number 3 versus number 30, and so forth. The top 2 guilds from each division can advance to the offline Grand Finals. Offline Grand Finals are based on the in-game Dimension Drill, while the Grand Finals will feature a double elimination format. 8 guilds from 4 regions will be drawn into group matches, ensuring no guilds from the same region are in one group. The champion will ultimately be determined from these group matches. The first World Championship of Ragnarok Origin. Claim the crown in Ultimate Clashes.
What is that? I'm heading out. Is that my brother?
Don't know! Give it back!
So noisy. Shut up.
Watch out!
Welcome to Vickland.
Ragnarok Origin Valhalla World Cup is the pinnacle of ROO tournaments. The best guilds and adventurers across all servers are gearing up for the ultimate clash. The tournament includes Guild League, Eliminations, and offline Grand Finals. The Guild League and Eliminations are based on the in-game Guild League. The 8 guilds of Bright Sun rank can participate in the cross-server league, Major League. In Major League, after each week's matches, summit points are awarded based on the rank and ranking. The top 32 guilds and points can advance to the Eliminations. The ranking is based on their points earned in cross-server league, and they will compete in a single elimination bracket with matchups arranged as number 1 versus number 32, number 2 versus number 31, number 3 versus number 30, and so forth. The top 2 guilds from each division can advance to the offline Grand Finals. Offline Grand Finals are based on the in-game Dimension Drill. While the Grand Finals will feature a double elimination format. 8 guilds from 4 regions will be drawn into group matches, ensuring no guilds from the same region are in one group. The champion will ultimately be determined from these group matches. The first World Championship of Ragnarok Origin. Claim the crown in Ultimate Clashes.
What is that? I'm heading out. Is that my brother?
Don't know! Give it back!
So noisy. Shut up.
Watch out!
Welcome to Vickland. to every single adventurers who already gathered in this live stream. Welcome to Ragnarok Origin 2024 Valhalla World Cup with me, Abigail, as your caster today. But I will not be alone in here because I have Nikki as my partner for today.
Hello, adventurers. Good evening, and yes, I am very much excited to be here with everyone, and of course, together with my partner here, Abigail. Abby, it has been so long.
Yeah, it has been very long, and Spirit was the same with what happened in Valhalla World Cup itself. But let me say thanks first to our partner Razor Gold for their strong support to make this tournament exciting, Nikki.
Yes, thank you so much for always supporting our tournament. Thank you so much, Razor Gold number 1. All right, so we have a lot of things in store for our tournament. I know the viewers, the adventurers are so excited, Abigail and me, and also the players as well. And with that, in a bit, we will be giving away rewards. It's not just the players who will get rewards and all. So yeah, it's going to be a fun tournament for everyone.
Exactly. So as usual, if you see this live streaming is already on, so it's your time to stay from the start until the end because we will give you lots of redeem codes, which lots of rewards, so you can upgrade your character, Nikki.
Yes, that is true. From gift code to 1 to, and then Mako code 1, and then Mako code 2, and then division code. The rewards gets better and better. So all you have to do is to stay with us. Do not leave us until the very end.
Exactly. And don't forget to share the codes that we share to you, to your friends, or maybe to your guildmates, or maybe your family who also play Ragnarok Origin. I mean, it's not hurt at all to share something nice, right?
Yes, exactly. That is true and correct. And now we will be showing is all about. Abigail mentioned this is the pinnacle of all the ROO tournaments. It's the best of the best. It's at the tippity top, wherein all of the guilds from different servers, C and ASA, CN mainland, and Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau servers are merged and guilded together in a battle, in a clash of spirit of friendly camaraderie and exchange. The tournament includes 3 phases. So we're already done with the regional guild league. Now we are here with the regional eliminations to find out who will be our representatives per regions. And finally, everyone, eyes on the prize at the offline grand finals. Who's gonna take the crowns? Stay tuned because this tournament is going to be legendary.
Exactly, and this is the very first season of Valhalla World Cup itself, and we gathered lots of regions in here. Although, I mean, like even the very new region, which is in the North America and South America, and for Southeast Asia region itself, I mean, this bracket is pretty much simple because from top 32 until top 8 until top 4, we're going to play best of 1 series, and we just eliminated half of them each stages. So, I mean, like from top 32 to top 16 to top 16 to top 8 to top 8 to top 4, and so let's go on. And we already have 4 guilds who will compete against 2 slots left before we reach the grand final, Nikki.
That is true. And now, Abigail mentioned we're already down to our top 4. Here is the roadmap. So we began the the elimination at C for the top 32, and then we had the top 32 best of 1 eliminations down to top 16 best of 1 still, and then top 8 best of 1, and now here for the top 4 eliminations, it's going to be a best of 3. And now from there, we will be getting the 2 representatives wherein we will be, flying them on the offline tournament for the world champion.
Exactly, and it's going to be the very first time as well for every single regions to meet each other in offline grand final. But for the grand final itself, we will use a different system, which means it's a double elimination. It's kind of different with what happened on the qualifications and also the elimination stage, which is a best of 1 series and also single elimination. But for grand final, we want to make it more exciting for every single person, and especially the one who battle in the grand final, Nikki.
That is true. It gets better and better, and not just the matches, but also the comment reward. All you have to do is to leave a positive and uplifting message at the comment section, and then
Mhm.
you can, you can choose a lot of topics, whether it's cheering on your favorite team or cheering on Abigail and me. It could be any topic as long as it's cheerful and positive, and you'll get this amazing reward. So, what are you waiting for? Chat at the comment section.
Exactly. Or maybe you just want to say hi to every single
Mhm.
person here. I mean, that's allowed, maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
just share the
Shout out.
positiveness,
Shout out.
just share the positive vibes to every single person in this live stream. And please, 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 please keep the comment section conducive, because we
Yeah.
are going to give you the very first redeem code. So you better quickly redeem this code.
Redeem it now. Be fast, like Abigail mentioned. Be quick, because who knows, you won't be able to get it. So get it now. Share to your friends and share the live stream. And talking about live stream and such, don't forget to follow our official social media channels for RO Origin. All right. So this is the first code for the ROO 2024, and it's gone. No, just kidding. You can redeem it still. All right. Let's talk about the teams who will be fighting for this evening ad.
Yes, I mean, the top 32 participants for Southeast Asia region is pretty much familiar with every single people who got in here, and especially in this live stream. Like, for example, we know lots of famous names, like, for example, PRONTERA1, Nevai, and also Real, and also Legends. I mean, they're very well known in here, and especially one of my favorite, the Pay and Pay Up, and also Mana and Home. I mean, they were the ones who could make it to the top 8, but sadly, because this already lessened to top 4, a lot of guilds already eliminated, Nikki.
That is true, Abigail. So, but of course, we would like to congratulate and say good game, well played to all of the teams who made it to the top 32. And now, the round of 32 to 16, this what happened during the playoffs, regional playoffs for the Valhalla World Cup. We have this 32 teams battling against one another on a best of one do or die series. And now, later on, we will be also showing you the top 16 to top 8, 8 to 4. And yeah, this is really exciting.
Exactly. And from round 8 to top 4, we already secured 4 teams to battle the last 2 slots before the grand final, which means it is PRONTERA1 who will have a matchup with Izlude, and the other matches will be Monarch versus Home. And for today, we will deliver one guild to the grand final. So we will cover the only one match, which is the PRONTERA1 versus Izlude, and we will have it Monarch and also Home for the next day. But here we go. This is the top 4 guilds who already proceed to the top 4 stages and will fight to the last 2 slots before we jump into the grand final. We have PRONTERA1 who has a Taskwalker as the leader, and we also have Izlude who has a Mystic Mask as the leader, and we also have Monarch who has a Boyfriend as the leader, and last but not least, Home, the favorite from PRONTERA7 who has Ruben as the leader.
That is correct. So I know that these players or guild masters are well known. They're very prominent, and everyone knows them, especially their jobs as well. So right now, all eyes on the guild masters. But right now, just focus your attention with PRONTERA1 and Izlude, because for today's schedule, it's going to be a best of 3 series between PRONTERA1 and Izlude at exactly 20:55 GMT plus 7 in just a little bit.
Exactly. I mean, a lot of people will say that this is sort of like a David versus Goliath, the match between
Yes.
PRONTERA1 versus Izlude. But I'm a type of person who loves underdog storyline, a Cinderella story. So I would like to see what kind of preparation that Izlude bring on the table for us.
I couldn't agree more, especially because PRONTERA1, a very scary guild to go up against with, simply because they are the reigning champion, defending Season 2 Odin Cup winners. They know the ways around the map, also the proper strategy in order for them to claim the victory in a guild league like this. So you mentioned the Cinderella story. Let's find out if Izlude will be able to show what they are made of to go up against the reigning champions of the Odin Cup Season 2. And in a little bit, we will be also showing you guys who are composed of PRONTERA1 which
Yes.
names, jobs, and so I
Yes.
think this is the perfect time to actually introduce Frontera 1.
That's the officers of Prontera 1. I mean, a lot of those names are very well known since this year because Prontera 1 practically always slay every single trophy in Southeast Asia, and especially the task worker, the strongest assassin in Southeast Asia. And they also have Loi Chang-hu as one of their management players, and we have a Bong 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 Bong, Mari as the charisma baby, and last but not least, Ong Tae Samda.
Alright. I want the other name. Bong, 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 bong. It's so unserious, but I mean, look at later on. We will be showing their DP, but yeah, this is the first batch for Prontera 1, and later on we will be showing you the next batch of guild leaders, the one who are responsible in maintaining their guild, putting up teams and also strategies for the guild. So Abigail already mentioned Taz Walker, very, very well known in his craft and job, now transitioning to a shadow chaser. Alongside with him, we have Fenton and Ideas, both officers, 312X and Boski as their officer as well. And we have a hefty amount of supports and utilities, as we also have Archbishop Genetics and Grand Summoners here in the lineup of the guild leaders of Prontera 1.
Exactly. So, Prontera 1, I mean, we couldn't talk less about Prontera 1 because their journey in this year especially is so bright. They won Odin Cup Season 2, they won Thor Cup, and also they managed to be the representative of Southeast Asia in Asian Championship, and now they're here to become the representative of Southeast Asia, at least after they won the match against
Yes,
Izlude.
of course, of course.
But I think Izlude also has a big chance to win against Prontera. What do you think, Nikki?
I mean, yes, of course, because they wouldn't be here if they do not deserve to be here in the spot. And talking about that, let's just focus for now the DP of each of the players for the top 5 powerful players of Prontera 1. Taz Walker as a shadow chaser here with a power of 1.264 million, top 1. Another shadow chaser here, we have Bong 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 Bong.
Finally, you got it, baby!
Thank you. As our top 2, Saobom Hakang as a top 3, a sorcerer, Ruthless, a shadow chaser, top 4, and Eva, another shadow chaser, top 5. So these players, they've proven to us why they are at the tippity top of the TP, and they are honestly very scary to go up against with. And look at the job. It's just a matter of, you could be a sorcerer or you could be a shadow chaser, meaning to say they're focusing on firepower and DPS.
Exactly, but one thing for sure, these top 5 players from Prontera 1 looks like a fur babies. I mean, look at the fur accessories on their shoulder, and I really love that I am able to say that. And I think after talking a lot about Prontera 1, I would also like to introduce to you the opponent for Prontera 1 in these only matches, which is Izlude. So without any further ado, please welcome, this is the players from Izlude players. There we go. There you go. That's the player from Izlude who will be the strong contender for PRONTERA1, Nikki.
Yes, that is true, Abigail. And you mentioned fur babies. I think most of them are
Not for
different.
babies.
Not fur babies. So they are more on the holy side here with the Guildmaster Mystic Max, an Archbishop. Ponyo and Viscats, also Archbishops as Vice Guildmaster and Charisma Baby. Wild Maiko, their Vice Guildmaster, is a different class. Kaitans, on the other hand, is a Grand Summoner. Here, you can see that they prioritize support in the back line. And together here, we have Cheese, an officer, Zucker, an officer as well, Aurora Tofu, and Jessie. All of them are utility roles with a genetic. We have a bard and an archbishop as well. Meaning to say, they've given the DPS or the firepower roles to the rest of the guild members. So they just focus on actually overlooking the guild, the strategy being used, and yeah, I think they have a different strategy as compared to PRONTERA1, where in PRONTERA1, they definitely capitalize on the DP and the power that they have. For Izlude, they're more on support.
Yes, but I think that's pretty much makes sense because Archbishop plays a very important role in your composition. I think the main role for Archbishops is not only to resurrect the players, I mean the key players in your composition, but also to provide buffs and provide a strong barricade towards your team itself. And for the top 5 players from Izlude, is pretty much a little bit different with what we saw on the PRONTERA1, because we saw lots of Shadow Chaser in PRONTERA1's hand, but in Izlude's hand, we saw lots of Sorcerer. I mean, this also makes sense because the Sorcerers is like the center of the meta in this Valhalla World Cup Season 1, Nikki.
Yeah, because they can deplete easily the mana and also give mana fix to the their members. But now Wooz, we know how scary Wooz is as a sorcerer. The question here is that will he be able to bring that ability that he has going up against our defending and reigning Odin Cup Season 2 champions? Let's find out later on. And now we will be flexing Izlude here, top 5 DP. Look at the transition from Odin Cup to Thor Cup, and now here in ROO Valhalla Cup, Abigail. Look at the difference when it comes to the costumes. Definitely a whole new level.
It's all thanks to our organizer, baby.
Yes.
I mean, this tournament also happens very exciting because of the hard work from our organizer. So thank you so much, not only to our supporter, I mean the Resort Gold, but also to our organizer. And talking about the upcoming matches, which is PRONTERA1 versus Izlude, yes, the gap of the power between these two teams considered big because there's 137 against 123. Yes, it is not a small gap, it's a big gap. I mean, the difference is almost a 50 million powers. So I think Izlude need to play a little bit tricky. I mean, they need to play something fresh, something new, not only using the common rotations or the common strategies that they use on Odin Cup Season 2 or maybe Asian Championship. But let's take a look at the competition for the game 1 between the PRONTERA1 1 versus Izlude 5. I saw lots of sorcerers deployed on PRONTERA1, but they also have a lot of strong Shadow Chaser who can play a very important role in here to slay and the buffs the backlines of Izlude.
That is correct. And I think the only difference here is, aside from having the Sorcerer, Shadow Chaser genetics here, is the number of Grand Summoners being used by Izlude together with 12 Warlocks. So that is a question for me right now, simply because for PRONTERA1, they only have like a hefty amount of Warlocks, just like 5 and 6 Grand Summoners. So that is a really huge difference when it comes to the jobs and even the performers as well. And we know how strong performers are in this kind of tournament simply because of their SRS build and also the doomsday of these performers. But in a bit, we will heading straight to our game number 1, best of 3 series. I'm really excited right now. To our adventurers watching right now, I'm together with Abby. Abby, this is going to be a best of 3 series, meaning to say whoever takes the first match already has a huge advantage in our series.
The Well, to be honest, PRONTERA 1 will have the biggest advantage in here in terms of their power, but I've seen one match that actually the highest DP being down to the ground by the underdog. So I would like to see that once again, even though I haven't seen it in during this year, but probably Isla will make it.
Yeah, a good storyline to tell. Will the underdogs be able to beat the reigning and defending champions of Odin Cup Season 2? Or will PRONTERA 1 be able to actually solidify their footing here in our tournament? Let's find out in a bit. We still have a minute here for preparation. Let's talk about the top 5 DP for each of the guilds here for Izlude and PRONTERA, and also the current formation right now. As you can see, they're emerging from the bottom.
Yes, but I think I want to mention something about it is that PRONTERA 1 doesn't have, which is the Ranger. I mean,
Yes.
Ranger can play a very good role in here in the middle of your composition, because even though they're a single target job, but one shot from them can easily kill the main player from PRONTERA 1. So I think for PRONTERA 1, even though they can a little bit relax with their BP and they can a little bit relax with the strong assassins, I mean it is Shadow Chaser, but they need to be aware with this Ranger.
Yes, Rangers as well. So that's a different kind of flavor brought to us by PRONTERA 1. And in a couple of seconds right now, we will begin. Who will be contesting? You mentioned this. The prima donna of our map is going to be the Tablet, or Moon Tablet. Who will control Moon Tablet? Let's find out in a bit. And I think this is going to be uncontested, Abby. No one
Yes.
actually just contested it, and I think it's just a free 2 against 1 for PRONTERA 1. They already secured here 2 tablets against 1, 2,800 against 2,900, and that was just so quick.
Yeah, that was so okay. 2 tablets at the same time, and it gives PRONTERA 1 a big advantage in here because they control the center of the rotation. They also marches their forces to another tablet to make sure that Isla doesn't have any chance to create a rotation to counter or at least recapture the Moon tablet, Nikki.
That is true, Abigail. And now, perfect and flawless rotation coming from PRONTERA 1 as they emerge here and move here. A hefty amount of people coming from the left side, throwing in that tornado. And even our terminal wings being casted as well. And just like that, those people who struggled from Izlude, they got wiped, shut down. And Eva already has 15 kill streak.
Exactly, but one thing that makes the movement from PRONTERA 1 is more scary because they just move like a wave of the sea, and they just move to one direction, and suddenly
Yeah.
they're overflowing the area of the tablet itself, making it very hard to control the
True.
tablet.
That is true, because we saw them having a great push coming from the northern part, left side, but still was not enough. Here we can see a couple of strugglers coming from the Izlude, and we can see the performers trying their best to sustain and even debuff and debuff their opponent, but still won't be enough. Look at the tablets, untouched, and there might be a neutral flip here at the sun, but to no avail, and the HP becomes depleting one after another, and the first buff or tier of buff coming from the subfield has already been secured by PRONTERA 1.
Yes, and this looks like a scary movie for Izlude during this moment because it's very hard for them to capture one tablet, but it's also very hard for them to regrouping or at least recovery from this kind of situation because lots of players already camp spawn and they just refuse to respawn right in the
True.
spot.
Yeah, they refuse to do that, and even so, they try to actually respawn in a different area. They are being still spawn camped. Look at Eva. It's just a walk in the park. 30 kill streak now, and already Rampage Django as well. And the HP keeps on depleting and depleting and depleting. And right now, Izlude, they really need to think of a way, but look at how they're being spawn camped with all the skills being thrown up against them. They need to answer back to the punishment and to the aggressiveness coming from PRONTERA 1, but Abby, that's just so hard to do.
Yes, I wouldn't sugarcoat it, but the PRONTERA 1 practically have a very perfect map control during this first game in this only match to take this slot to the grand final of Valhalla World Cup. And I don't see any big chance yet from Izlude unless they finally successfully recover or at least regrouping.
That is correct. And now, the tablets are being unturned as well. There is actually a hefty amount of people from the north part of this tablet. As we can see, they're trying their best to actually maneuver from the sides. They're not entering from the middle immediately just like that. But here we can see Ponyo happy and the rest of Izlude being, they're just trying to sustain, but they cannot really turn the tablet to their color, which is green. So it's just so hard for them to actually get a tablet, and now they have been wiped once again and again and again and again.
Yeah, it's scary to see that actually lots of players from Islam already take a step inside the tablet, but the color of the tablet itself doesn't move. So I mean, my point is the PRONTERA 1 defend the tablet, every single tablet perfectly, not only just controlling the map.
True. You mentioned all of those things, but now talking about another objective, in just a matter of 50 seconds, we will be having our spawn. And I think this is the first time, or I mean second time, but it will be flipped once again. And look at how they gatekeep. PRONTERA 1, they gatekeeping this particular tablet and now wiping Izlude once again. We can see Duel and Faye just dying in the process, and now successful retake coming from PRONTERA 1. And I believe 30 seconds before we go to our next objective, the mobs. And now, Abigail, all 3 tier drops coming from the subfield has already secured by PRONTERA 1 subfield.
Yeah, while on the other hand, it's already very hard for Isla to save themselves in this main battlefield, and it's even harder to secure the very first tier buff on the sub main battlefield. And I think, yeah, I mean, this gives them a very big disadvantage. And one thing that I want to mention is almost is never enough on Isla hand. I mean, they probably can have 1 or 2 tablets captured, but it wouldn't go down to their hands.
Yes, especially in this kind of tournament, you are depleting an HP, and meaning to say there's no way for you to actually gain HP. Terminal wings casted outside of the tablet, and look at the potatoes there, the Mandragora howling from the genetics, just carefully gatekeeping this area. No one is coming close to this. Look at how the PRONTERA 1's formation is at. They rotating almost at the corner of the circle. Although a circle doesn't have a corner, but that's just what they're doing right now. For the subfield battlefield data, we have here 26 to 543 kills. This is insane.
Yeah, it's too insane to watch. I mean, this is a fully dominated by PRONTERA 1, a full domination from PRONTERA 1 against Izlude. And you can see how they slowly push every single players from Izlude to the corner. So they just want to make sure Izlude players couldn't have a step to the middle of the arena.
That is true. And look at all the Mandragora howlings and the heal essence and survival food there by the genetics. If you are a caster, like you're a Shadow Chaser and the likes, or Sorcerer, you don't want to have a Mandragora howling right there. So it just makes your skills so long to do. So another thing to do is that to witness or observe is now Izlude. They're trying to take this. Let's see if they'll be able to do so. They're not being sustained, and bodies on the floor, they are now being killed. Milo Mark is also killed here by just a hefty amount, like 2 or... Who is this person just killing them? It's a sorcerer. It's a sorcerer from PRONTERA 1. Meaning to say, 5 Izlude members being massacred by 1 PRONTERA 1 member. That's just so scary.
Yeah, so scary. But before that happened, Isla player also killed 5 players from PRONTERA 1. That's the only call to make the forces, every single forces from PRONTERA 1 move to the star tablet, and that's when the other massacres happen once again in this very first game.
I'm seeing a lot of skills coming from the genetics. They're very evident, which makes you think that probably putting a hefty amount of genetics as well for the utility and DPS would be a good strategy here. But she's gonna go down there. Another people coming from Izlude. I think, Abigail, we are about to witness the beginning of the end. 730 against 2,500. We're talking about a really huge gap between the HPs, and there's no way for Izlude to actually rack up or gather more HP, and they cannot even turn any tablets. So yeah, though we are hoping for a Cinderella story, for game number 1, we're just so close to the end.
I just can't wish that the Cinderella story can happen on the second game, but for the very first game in here, about what we see is the massacre of Islam players, because no matter how many times they trying to recapture the tablet, retake the tablet, everything that they see is just the bodies of their friends, the fellow partners on the ground. And it's very sad to see that Islam, no matter how many strategies that they deploy in here, no matter how many times they try to rotating back and forth to every single side tablets, the output is always the same.
Yes, that is true. At one point wherein PRONTERA1 was able to secure all 3 tablets, that was the time wherein they got the momentum, they snowballed from there, and they now dictate the pacing and the rotation. So they've been keeping Izlude out from the tablets, camp spawning them as well, and even pushing them into a corner just so they cannot go near the tablet. Look at here, PRONTERA1 people as well, still looking out for this tablet. And no tablets is being turned right now. 360 against the 2,500. And this is just so hard. Even though we can see Wooz is really trying his best to eliminate impactful players from PRONTERA1, it's still, you mentioned, almost is still not enough.
Yes, and only several players defending the tablets, while the others will try to zone the our Baron Pit area, and only less than 300 points left from Isla. So I don't think we will see any chance for Isla to make this happen, even though they successfully secured the Al Baron.
That is correct. And now we can see that the tablets are being turned that's because hefty amount of people come from PRONTERA1 is already designated, positioned themselves, even Frozen Wars are already casted. And Al Baron is making an appearance, Abigail, and this is uncontested. Good game, well played. Congratulations, PRONTERA1. You will be taking the game number 1 of the series, best of 3 series. But for now, good game, well played as well. For Izlude, you tried your best.
Yes, because Isla still has one more game in the future, and after this game they can have this rest time to at least rethink about what should they do next before jump into the next game. And for the Baron, as usual, that's my sad baby. I mean, each time I saw Baron's count in this map, I always count how many seconds he's like.
Yeah,
And for this game,
How many?
only had 6 seconds.
Quite long, still quite long. It's not the one hit.
Yeah.
Right?
The longest that I ever saw from All Baron's life is 10 seconds. But without any further ado, here's your second code: PLAMOKNIJBU. Just redeem it right away, and don't forget to share it to your friends, to your family who also plays a Ragnarok Origin, or maybe to your guildmates.
Yes, that is correct. Once again, be quick to redeem this or you'll regret it. Honestly, you'll regret it. So redeem this. Share the live stream, share it. Comment your supportive message to either Izlude or PRONTERA1, especially Izlude. They need your support, guys. You can also comment on us. Hello, everyone. Good evening to all of our adventurers watching right now. And also, thank you so much to Razor Gold for their strong support in our tournament.
Yes, and talking about the first game, I think this is going to boost the PRONTERA1's morale even more and more again. But for Isla, they need to reset their mentality. They need to reset and also to recover from the situation that they just passed on the very first game. And coming to the second game, I think there's actually one kind of approach that I love from Isla, even though they tried it many times and it wasn't successful. But at least each time they were wiped out by PRONTERA1's player, they just spawn in one area together, and with full force they retake it one tablet. I think that kind of strategy can create a budge to the tablet. So I think if they can maximize or at least utilize it more, I think we're going to see more tablets can be captured by Isla.
That is true. That is true. I couldn't agree more with what Abigail mentioned regarding they wanted to regroup. You mentioned that from the upper side, they're using the alleys. They're not really going inside of the tablet simply because it's well guarded by PRONTERA1. But yeah, this is our code, and then later on we will be showing you the post-match details and data. What happened there? how many kills or how many damage our players got, how many tablets has been captured, how many mobs and an MVP has been killed. So later on, we'll be all showing that to you guys. I know our chat. Hello chat, everyone's so excited to watch this simply because they have a team or guild that they are supporting. And that is understandable. And now we will be heading towards game number 2 with this in mind. It's as if it's just a do or die series right now for Izlude. If they lose, this will be the end of their journey for ROO Valhalla Cup. But if they win, they will be forcing for a game number 3.
Exactly, and that's also something that I would like to see because I've seen not many guilds can take a 1 point from PRONTERA1.
Oh yes.
Last time I see is from Taiwan guilds, which is Choose Your Huayu, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, so yeah, that's how scary, that's how strong PRONTERA1 is. And now in our tournament, they only need to have one more game to actually secure their ticket to the offline battle or offline grand finals of our ROO Valhalla Cup. And also, after after we give our viewers the data or the stats, we will be also crowning the game number 1's MVPs on different categories. And I think everyone's also excited to see their names pop up, or for our viewers to see the names of the people or players that they are supporting to pop up as an MVP.
I'm not sure, to be honest, who will be the MVP for first game because
You wanna
yeah. I mean,
predict?
there's a lot of famous player and with high DPs in PRONTERA1, but probably Task Worker. But I'm not really sure. I don't have any guts that Task Worker will be the MVP. But let's see later.
Yes. Also, let's find out later on. And also, yeah. So now this is just game number 1. This is a best of 3 series. We will be going to game number 2. In one thing's for sure, it's still the same map. So it's still the same. So probably they can adjust with their composition or people to put in a subfield or people to put in the main field. But hold the thought, this is our post-match data.
Yes, and for PRONTERA1, they only have to capture the 2 sun tablets, 1 moon tablet, which wasn't budged from the start of the game until the end of the game. And the only star that is budging is just the star tablet, which is the focus from Izlude. And because Izlude is always gathering the forces around these star tablets.
Yes, that is correct. And look at how many kills as well. 710 against 260. That is really huge. For the morale boost coming from the subfield, it even exceeded the tier 3 buff coming from the subfield, meaning to say they definitely did their job at the subfield. So of course, let's not also forget to acknowledge our players at the subfield. And I know you guys also, giving your best to boost the morale of the guild. So this is just the main battlefield. Later on, Abby will be showing you guys the subfield post-match data. How many kills did they have? How many mobs? Oh, we have here the subfield.
Yeah, so 800 plus 47 against 67. That's a big gap, to be honest. And I think that's also no wonder we saw a full domination from PRONTERA1 since the very first game, because they just reached the maximum buff very fast, and it gives them more advantages as well. For Izlude, as long as I remember, they got the very first buff almost at the end of the game, and it wasn't only make them sort of like behind very far from PRONTERA1, and it also make them in a big disadvantage considering about the buff itself.
That is correct. So buffs really played a lot in our tournament for the evening. And now we have here Tazwalker. Abigail mentioned him, and he is our main field MVP with 137 kills, 176 assists, and that is really huge impact for the guild. Meaning to say, for Izlude, they need to shut down Tazwalker. Could be really hard task to do. For the subfield, we have here a Genetic with 66 total kills, 362 assists, and wow, 199.84 million damage done. For Taz, he has 843.06 million. That is super a lot of impact and damage. You need to shut down Tazwalker Izlude. I don't know how you will execute that, but you really have to do that. And now, we also have a couple of MVPs for their respective categories. So we have, I think, damage, healing, and
most assists. Yeah.
yeah, there you go.
The assist MVP will goes to Ideas as the Grand Summoner, aka Doram, and for the other players who receive the notable title in first game is Taskwalker, of course, as the Killstreak MVP and also the Healing MVP for 9 Mom.
That is our MVP for each of the categories that they are currently under. Congratulations, guys! You've given a good fight during the game number 1. We will still be having game number 2. So the question here, Abigail, is that will they still be our MVPs later on? Let's find out later. And I think after this, we will be showing our viewers, dear adventurers, a highlight of what happened during that match. So yeah, let's just talk about for now the overall MVP, and that's none other than Tazwalker, 843.6 million damage, super insane DPS. A Shadow Chaser Tazwalker is, shut him down if you can. I just don't know how.
Yeah, you can kill one whale at least with this kind of damage. I mean, you can expect this from Taskwalker as the strongest assassin in the Southeast Asia region. But the only thing that I would like to see from Taskwalker is not in Southeast Asia. I would like to see him performing on the grand final and slaying more people in the future, especially at the grand final of ROO Valhalla World Cup itself, if PRONTERA1 managed to make it to the grand final.
That is correct, Slay. Now, later on, we'll be showing you the highlights. And yeah, Tazwalker. We've been sorry if we keep on saying Tazwalker, because he's really remarkable in all of the aspects. But hold the thought, we have another code here. Please redeem it immediately as fast as you can. This is a limited code. When you say limited, it's just how many? Just 5,000 redeems? So you have to redeem it now. Go!
There you go. And don't forget to share it to your friends.
Yes.
I wouldn't be bored to mention this to you guys. So don't forget to share it. And because sharing is caring, so it's not hard at all to share some good news to your friends.
Okay, so again, don't forget to redeem the code as fast as you can. We still have more codes to be given in our matches today or tonight. So you have to really pray for Izlude to get game number 2. So that they can force for a game number 3, meaning to say more codes to be given. Or else, if this is going to be a 2-0 sweep, then we won't be able to give so much. So redeem it as fast as you can. This is a limited code redemption only. Alright, so that's just game number 1. We witness how strong PRONTERA1. Strong is an understatement, honestly, because they all have secured the objectives rotation-wise as well. They controlled everything, the map, and even the opponent, even the subfield as well. So, saying strong for PRONTERA1 is really an understatement. And you also mentioned that you want to witness them on the international stage together with the other regions. So, I could really understand that.
Yes, because I would like to see who is the strongest assassin in the world, of course, and not only the Southeast Asia, because the Southeast Asia, yes, is a big region, but I would like to see it in a higher stage, which means the grand final of the World Cup itself. So probably Taskwalker will be the one with the highest BP in terms of assassin, but let's see for the other jobs like Sorcerer, maybe, because a Sorcerer for several seasons start from last year, if I'm not mistaken. They also have a very bright spot in the competition, especially if you talk about the Guild League competitioning. And for the other jobs, for example, mechanic for me is a little bit sad because we don't see a lot of mechanics anymore because the meta already shifted to genetics. Because even though Genetic is not as tanky as a mechanic, but the buff and also the debuff that they can provide to their team is too solid to not to take.
Yeah, and I'm really having fun to witness them on each tablet actually securing it with their AoEs, their Mandragola Howlings, and even the Hell's Plant. spinning around. They also have the survival food for the teammates. So really amazing. But you mentioned Shifin Meta. That is exactly correct. Especially now, we are looking at gunslingers, right? To be also adding up into our jobs. So, but that's in the future. Let's focus for now. So there's a lot that has changed in the meta. You mentioned Taz Walker being, at the tippy top of his craft there, and undeniably really strong with his job. So really wanna see him as well battling up against other regions because he's definitely on a different kind of level. But yeah, what's really interesting, Abby, here is that for the Grand Championship, it's going to be a fair play because they will be playing Valkyrie Cup.
Yes, but I think before we jump into the deeper discussion about what kind of mode we will use on the grand final, in case you missed what happened on the first game, we already prepared a very good highlight for you. So let's take a look at it.
Daddy, what is that? I'm heading out. Is that my brother?
Don't know! Give it back!
So noise, shut up.
Watch out!
Welcome to Vickland.
Daddy, what is that? I'm heading out. Is that my brother?
Don't know! Give it back!
So noise, shut up.
Watch out!
Welcome to Vickland.
Origin Valhalla World Cup is the pinnacle of ROO tournaments. The best guilds and adventurers across all servers are gearing up for the ultimate clash. The tournament includes Guild League, Eliminations, and offline Grand Finals. The Guild League and Eliminations are based on the in-game Guild League. The 8 guilds of Bright Sun rank can participate in the cross-server league, Major League. In Major League, after each week's matches, summit points are awarded based on the rank and ranking. The top 32 guilds and points can advance to the Eliminations. The ranking is based on their points earned in cross-server league, and they will compete in a single elimination bracket with matchups arranged as number 1 versus number 32, number 2 versus number 31, number 3 versus number 30, and so forth. The top 2 guilds from each division can advance to the offline Grand Finals. Offline Grand Finals are based on the in-game Dimension Drill, while the Grand Finals will feature a double elimination format. 8 guilds from 4 regions will be drawn into group matches, ensuring no guilds from the same region are in one group. The champion will ultimately be determined from these group matches. The first World Championship of Ragnarok Origin. Claim the crown in Ultimate Clashes.
Welcome back again to every single adventurers in here in Ragnarok Origin 2024 Valhalla World Cup. Still with us, Abigail and Nikki.
Hello, adventurers! We are still here, and now what's really interesting is that we will be heading towards our game number 2 for the best of 3 series, and with the mentality that this is now or never, do or die, especially for Izlude Guild. However, for PRONTERA1, they can, they already have one game advantage here in our best of 3 series. So, Abigail, what could be good? I really couldn't think of anything right now to answer back on how dominating PRONTERA1 is. But for Izlude, they definitely need to fight for game number 2.
Yes, you can say that PRONTERA1 already have one foot or in the grand final, but one thing for sure, Izlude also still has a chance, and especially talking about the second game, because in the previous game, which means the first game, we saw lots of many times where Izlude trying to have a full force into one tablet, and that's practically a lot of moments they couldn't make it, but there were also 2 times they actually can have the start tablet especially. So I think if they can maximize or I think if they can utilize more this kind of movement, probably we will see more exciting match especially in the second game.
Let's hope so that we will be able to witness game number 3. Of course, we always want to have game number 3, but now I believe everyone's already settled in later on in our map, and in just a couple of moments from now, we will be witnessing our game number 2. This is the current standing in case you missed it. PRONTERA1 already has 1 game advantage in the best of 3 series. However, for Izlude 5, Izlude Guild, they need to win this game number 2 in order to tie up the series, in order for them to prolong their stay or journey here in our tournament at Valhalla World Cup Season 1. I mean, this is just Season 1, but of course, you also want to give it your all. Although, very, very scary matchup going up against PRONTERA1, but even though we still want to see, we definitely want to see a Cinderella story, but it's kind of blurry for now. Hopefully, Izlude will be able to bounce back, step up, and strategize a bit, or else it would be the end of their story or journey. I'm thinking of if they can shut down key players coming from PRONTERA1, but also, I mean, you can shut down these players, but at what cost? Probably burning a lot of resources in the process. And also, equally enough, I think other players or from PRONTERA1 are equally strong as well.
Yeah, I agree with that point. But for PRONTERA1 itself, I mean, for having lots of strong players, yes, it gives a big burden on Izlude's player's shoulder. But for Izlude itself, they also need to recovery in every hard situations that the Frontera one
Yes.
put on their face, because even though they couldn't make it to the moon tablet, I mean that's practically okay because you still have the other two tablets, which means sun tablet and also the star tablet. So even you only have one tablet, you can still win the game, because we watched a demo when this can actually happen from the Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau
Yeah.
previous game, especially the Odin Cup Season 2 on Taiwan, Hong Kong, Macau. So I think if they can adapt something from that kind of strategy, the second game, end of the story, will goes in a different way.
Yes, hopefully. And I would like to go back to the idea that you mentioned about recuperating and recovering. I mean, Frontera One, they're just so fast when it comes to recovery, right? And also they're not giving any breather for Islu to recover and regroup. So that's one thing to think about as well on how fast Frontera One giving punishment against Islud and placing their skills, layering and cycling it perfectly, flawlessly enough, giving them advantage. And now, 20 seconds in our clock. This is going to be game number 2 of the series. Once again, we are calling out all the adventurers. If you are supporting Islud, now's the best time to actually cheer on them at the comment section. Give out supportive and positive comments for Frontera One. Whoever are our supporters from Frontera One, please do comment it at the comment section, as well as we head in straight to our game number 2 of the best of 3 series.
Yes, in 3, 2, 1, now the game start, and every single tablet almost moved to Frontera 1, but sadly it doesn't happen because it's not practically trying what actually they did on the first game by handling the star tablet, but the forces of Frontera 1 already moved really fast to the star tablet and wiping out every single players from Isla. What a full domination from Frontera 1.
I saw that it happened. Nyanberry was at the front lines. Blood Sob is also there, but it's just so hard for them to be sustained with all the damage. Look at the numbers being casted here. Frontera 1 definitely dominating, and just like that, in that clash, in particular tablet, in the star tablet, they were able to deplete almost 400 HP coming from Islud, and now they are rotating. Especially, they were able to lock the tablet. And now, will this be a deja vu? Will this be another repeat performance coming from Frontera 1? Let's find out. We are seeing Frontera 1, it's just a walk in the park. They just punishing everyone that they see on the map.
Yes, but one thing for sure, it's very hard for Isla. In the previous game, they still have one tablet at least for a
Yes.
couple of minutes, but right now, they don't have anything except their bodies laying
Wow.
on the ground.
Yes, and look at the subfield data here. Already 167 against 9 kills, and they already secured the first buff for the subfield. Even giving morale boost to Frontera 1 in the main field here. Crazy here trying to punish someone. And yeah, everyone's just going after people from Islud. And Frontera 1 is actually perfect when it comes to destroying the formation of Islud right now.
Yes, and in every single table, they try to step inside to the table, but everything just too sad to see, guys. I wouldn't
Yes,
sugarcoat
yes.
it, but this is practically a massacre from Frontera 1, like what we saw on the previous game, the very first game.
Alright, here we can see here the complete dominance coming from PRONTERA1, achieving still untouch the tablets onto their possession and even safeguarding each of the tablets, putting all of their skills outside of it. And now, in just a couple of seconds before the mob spawns, I think this is the perfect uncontested mob skills. And just like that, already a hefty amount of 200 or 250 HP has been depleted from Izlude.
Yes, and they only lost hundreds points from PRONTERA1, while on the other hand, it's already almost 1,000 points lost from Izlude, and they're still trying their best. And I mean, this is a very unique approach from Izlude that we don't see on the previous game. But sadly, again and again, almost is never enough for all Izlude's side, because they trying to split their forces to two different tablets, or at least drag the rotation from PRONTERA1 to the other tablet. But sadly, the tablet just won't budge to them.
That is correct. And every objectives, it's just so hard for PRONTERA1, for Izlude rather, to actually gain it from PRONTERA1, simply because PRONTERA1, they are on a completely different league, on a completely different level. Look at how they play, look at how strong they are, DP-wise as well. And when they're done with one tablet, they will immediately rotate towards the other tablet. Even the Woos and the other players from Izlude are contributing to their guild's kill streak, it's not enough to actually eliminate. They need to also occupy tablets and flip it to their possession. And even the sub-guild needs to also step up. But I think, looking at the number here, Abigail, in stats, 2,830 against 12,500 for the sub-guild. I think we already know what happened during at the sub-guild. It has been a complete dominance, and now they are being respawned by PRONTERA1. And I believe in a couple of seconds from now, or minutes rather, PRONTERA1 will be concluding our game number 2 for the best of 3 series.
Yes, but the previous POV, well, you see lots of people gathered in one spot, killing here and there, and the position of the camera itself, it's just like us. If I were them, I wouldn't go there.
Yeah, the spawn count.
I wouldn't bother myself to jump into that crowd.
True. Really
100%.
scary crowd.
Yeah,
Really.
even with my life, even with
I mean,
10 of
someone
my
here.
next lives.
Someone here, I
Yeah.
think this is a genetic with the Hellspire, but 3, PRONTERA1 ganging up against him. I mean, he was brave enough to go up against PRONTERA1, but those are 3 members from PRONTERA1. He immediately died in the process. And even we can see tornadoes. Yeah, this is just so massive for PRONTERA1 right now. And I believe in a couple of minutes, we are about to conclude the game. So let's just talk about how strong PRONTERA1 is. And then our vision for the championship, of course, they will be, what do you call this? Going there and for fighting for us here in the sea server.
Yes, but 2 minutes left before we start the Owl Baron spawn. Our poor Owl Baron, and only 500 points left from Izlude's side. Well, I said it yesterday that probably there will be a match where the Owl Baron don't have to spawn, and it's actually almost happened, because the Owl Baron just spawned for 1 second, and the game just ended by a final blow from one guild towards the opponent without slaying the Owl Baron. And that's something that I would like to see again, because I don't want to give another misery to the poor Owl Baron.
Yeah, I think so. It would be a save probably. 350 against 2,724. It's a complete domination, a complete aggressiveness. Pure massacre here coming from PRONTERA1. And they're just, going and scattering around the map here. Woos! We are watching Woos. Will he be able to at least deal damage or kill someone? He already used his terminal wings there. And Dragon Breath. I got confused with this one. So the card there instantly lets you cast a Dragon Breath for Woos, and I believe you already also be able to kill someone there because it's already 140. But yeah, Task Walker already punish him. Enough of that, Woos. Enough.
Yes, and it's enough for Eva Elfi as well, and any other people from PRONTERA1 is eager to prolong their kill streak towards Isla's player, and only less than 150 players staying alive in Isla's I mean points, and PRONTERA1's player already zoned at the area of Owl Baron's spot, and the Owl Baron already spawned, and in less than 5 seconds the game is over as PRONTERA1 took 2 points from Izlude and also proceed to the grand final.
Congratulations, PRONTERA1. You guys did a remarkable job when it comes to sealing your footing in our tournament. You will be representing our region here, C region. Congratulations, guys. You will be moving towards the offline tournament. And now, Abigail, one spot has already been claimed by PRONTERA1. Good game, well played for Izlude. We have to commend you guys for being here, for showing us why you deserve to be in a top 4. However, this will be the end of your journey. So we can probably see you guys in the next tournament. Abigail, one slot has already been occupied. One more slot. We're looking at one more slot open. Just one more.
Only one slot is left for representing the Southeast Asia region at the grand final, and the exciting match will be shown on Saturday. So I just give a clue to you guys, and don't forget to stay tuned on this channel, especially looking forward to see who's the other representative of Southeast Asia region. Otherwise, I would like to say a good game well played for Izlude, even though they lost 2-0 against PRONTERA1, but still, I really love to see them reaching the top 4 stages. I mean, it's a very long journey. I mean, look how many servers we have in Ragnarok Origin, and how long the process, how long the qualifications before we reach the top 4 itself. I mean, so for every single person in Izlude, you have to be proud for yourself. You have to be proud for your guild. You have to be proud with your leader, and especially the officers of your guild as well, for be able to gather together, strengthen yourself together with your other members to stand in the top 4 stage. And after we finish the game, of course, we will give you redeem code. So here's the redeem code for you to collect the rewards.
Yeah, redeem it quick. Once again, this is a limited redemption. So you have to be fast, you have to be quick. Abigail and I, we won't get a chance to redeem any of the codes because we're here. We don't have our devices with us. So yeah, redeem it now. By the way, I would also like to say thank you to all of our viewers and adventurers watching and supporting. Super supportive and positive comments that about our tournament right now. Let me just also shout out my friends at Monarch. We have Moon, Blanche, Adeline Seppi, and Rain, Beep Papa, and other friends at Monarch Guild, and also other guilds. Okay, Frontera, and we also have Izlude and Home, of course, Home, very strong guild. Abigail and I were so excited to see you guys on Saturday because Home, David is there, Zero is there.
Yeah, our friend Zero is there.
He will be playing. So the reason why Zero's not here is he will be competing, and this is going to be I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a really close match. If not, Home is really strong. But for now, let's talk about the match data of Izlude and PRONTERA1.
Yes, because of PRONTERA1 practically just doing what they can do as usual, slaying every single their opponents, and of course, being a very slay guild in this Valhalla World Cup, especially in Southeast Asia region, we are expecting that they will be one of the representatives from Southeast Asia. And there you go, your representative from Southeast Asia, PRONTERA1, by slaying 2-0 point from Izlude, and Izlude had a very low chance, and even on the second game, they barely can make it to have 1 tablet, Nikki.
Yes, that is correct. And yeah, no captures, unfortunately. But still, they tried their best, honestly. But for now, PRONTERA1 showing us, proving us why they are the Season 2 Odin Cup Grand Champions. they will be heading to our offline tournament representing our region. One slot taken, one more slot is available. But now, let's move on to our battlefield post-match data wherein we want to see how many kills they got, how many mobs they secured, and also more. Later on, we will be showing the MVPs as well.
Yep, for the sub main battlefield, I think that will be pretty much the same with what happened on the main battlefield, because we can see how fast PRONTERA1 secured the maximum bomb. I mean, it's super fast, magnificently fast, and if you start in an early game very quickly like that with the full buffs, it will give your opponent a big problem. Not only just a problem. I mean, you easily put them in a misery.
That is correct. Now, subfield post-match data here for our game number 2. Abigail mentioned, honestly, that's a completely different match. During the first match, we see that it's not that fast, but now it has been super, super fast. And I think PRONTERA1 already gained their confidence. They know how to deal with Izlude. They were able to experience it first-handedly during the game 1. Look at all the damage. 2.923.12 million. Wow. 2,923 million. Wow. Morale boost has exceeded the tier 3 of the boost for the morale for the main field. Total kills 817 and so on and so forth here. But for our MVP for each of the fields, main field MVP once again, Taz Walker, our guild master from PRONTERA1, is a Shadow Chaser. Now, genetic, once again, it's still them. It's as if it's a deja vu. The only difference is that it's a bit faster during the game 1.
Yeah, and also you can expect less from Task Walker, and especially if you talk about the PRONTERA1, he is the leader. He also the person who calls the strategy to the friends, and also he also is someone who will took the MVP slot in every single game they played. But I think in the other title for another MVPs during the second game will be a little bit different, because yes, we still have ideas as the Grand Summoner as the
different
MVP.
one.
But for the healing MVP, we have Marty, and I remember this person as the Charisma
Baby.
I almost forgot how I love Charisma Baby so much, because my love is already moved to the Owl Baron.
Yes, that is correct. So Marty, this is a different one from a previous match before, but yeah, at least we are here to recognize their efforts. Their it's not just always those DPS, but for now, overall MVP, none other than Taz Walker. Wow.
As usual, baby. Once again, you can expect less from him, and since PRONTERA1 and also Task Walker and friends already proceeded to the grand final, I really waiting to see what kind of playstyle that they will bring on the table, and especially to see, is there any strong assassins rather than Task Walker? That's something that I would like to look for.
Yeah, let's find out as we proceed here even further in our tournament. But for now, I believe that we will be having highlights of that game number 2 in just a bit.
Are we going to have interview with one of the PRONTERA's player?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, I think we will be having a highlight later on after the MV.
Yeah, so in case you missed what happened actually on the second game, here's a little bit highlight for you to cheer up your day as well. That's a highlight video for you in case you missed what just happened on the second game. The game that made PRONTERA1 proceed to the grand final. And especially, I would like to mention, it's gonna be offline grand final.
Yes, 2-0 sweep from our Odin Cup Season 2 Grand Champions, PRONTERA1. Give it up for them. Give them a, supportive message or a huge hand because they will be securing their spots at the Grand Finals offline battle and they will be representing our region. So it's really fun to see a really strong guild representing us. But another fun thing is to redeem the codes. Redeem it now. Make it quick. This is a limited redemption only. First 5,000 redemption only. So redeem it now as fast as you can.
Yes, and don't forget to share it to your friends and to your guildmates. So every single of you can upgrade your character together. So you guys can enjoy the game even happier than ever.
Yes, that is correct. All right. So, yeah, a lot of things happened. So that is a best of 3. Unfortunately, it was a 2-0 sweep from PRONTERA1. They solidify their footing here in our tournament and they'll be sitting at the top, just waiting for the next team between Home and Monarch. Who will win on that match? That's going to be on a different schedule. We'll be showing it to you now.
Yes, and for the next Sunday, the only match that you are going to see is Monarch versus Home, who will fight for the last spot to the offline grand final of ROO 2024 Valhalla World Cup. You may leave a comment first today to support them, whether you support Monarch or whether you support Home, but would like to give one vote to Home, to be honest, because we have our caster partner Zero in there.
David, go, Zero, go. Good luck. I mean, I think this is going to be a close battle. Definitely a good fight. So really excited for Saturday. Mark your calendars, dear adventurers. Once again, thank you so much to Razor Gold for giving a strong support in our tournament. They are our official tournament partners.
Yes, thank you so much once again to Razor Gold for your strong support, and I would like to say thank you as well for our organizer for making this tournament exciting from the very first start of ROO Valhalla World Cup Season 1. I mean, it's just the very first season, yet it's already this exciting. I couldn't wait for the next season. But first, we have to finish this first season.
Of course. All right, so thank you to everyone, to all the adventurers who stayed until the very end. Thank you so much, guys. Abigail and I would like to extend our thanks to everyone, our Pro Team, Tech Team, and everyone who's playing ROO. Of course, thank you so much to Abigail. Abigail, any words?
Once again, I would like to say thank you to every single person who already gathered in here from the start until the end. I mean, this tournament wouldn't be a blast without your support. But don't forget to watch the last battle before we reach the grand final, which is at the Saturday, 2nd November. Last but not least, I wish you guys have a good night, have a good rest. And Nikki and Abigail will signing out. So see you on the next event. Bye bye.